You ever hang out with like a new group of friends? You don't usually hang out with them and they all have a bunch of inside jokes that you have no understanding of, and you're just kind of standing there awkwardly. I feel like that's what it's like to experience your first time in Discworld. Introduction. Hi everybody. I was bullied by a bunch of bullies into reading Discworld. Went online, I read the charts about what's the best place to enter. You know, a lot of people say like the Night Watch series is the best, or the Witches. Anyways, I felt like going through death because it was no reason. I started with MORT. It seems fun. There's this character of death and he has an apprentice. Okay, let's do it. First off, I like this book. Some of it was a lot of fun, but I feel like most of it was me figuring out what is the tone of this. There are fans who say MORT is great. I believe it's the 4th book in the series. They say MORT is great. Great place to start. Some say it's still early Discworld, where the world hasn't gotten big enough to encompass these, you know, deeper themes. It's more of kind of like a parody of fantasy stories, and that was my general experience. A lot of MORT was kind of just like riffing on fantasy stories in general. You know, there will be like digressions about like, oh, well, wizards have to have this kind of hat because if you don't have this kind of hat, you're not a wizard, and you gotta, you know, it's very cute. A good and a bad thing, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it. You know, I thought it was like, okay, this is fun. It felt light, but also like, okay, I don't really care about any of these characters. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like older Mel Brooks, or like Spaceballs. But what really hooked me and what kept me reading this book was the little bits of philosophy and like insightful moments and ideas and implications. I'm not doing any spoilers for this, but this concept about the universe repairing itself. Something in the timeline is put out of whack, then the universe is going to naturally repair itself. It may be slow, but it's going to get back to this unalterable course of history, which is kind of wild, you know? Is there any free will in Discworld? History really unalterable? Things going on with death and what happens to people after death. Some people fade. There's one character who reincarnates. Death is really a fun character because he is kind of having an existential crisis. For me, the most fun was seeing MORT kind of be consumed by this role as Death's apprentice. What I wish for more, strangely enough, was more seriousness, which is kind of a stupid thing to ask for in a Pratchett book. I love the humor, I love the jokes and everything, but it felt like it would have been more fun if I felt really tethered to the characters and the characters felt really realistic and I was really invested in their character development. It's a combination of like, this was fun and light, but also a little too light. I wanted a little more just like character depth and story depth. I thought it shined the most in the dialogue. I loved the witty, just the banter between characters. Some of the comedy just felt a little dated. A lot of it works and is still fun, but yeah, there are some dated things. There's one joke that is based on the idea that you know what sitting beside someone listening to a Walkman sounds like. You know, it was like a Walkman joke, and I was like, okay, yeah, this was definitely came out in the 80s. Basically, what I'm saying is, I'm gonna finish, what am I saying? I'm gonna finish the series. I'm gonna keep reading the series. That's what I'm trying to say. I really wanna read Guards. I might do that next, or Moving Pictures. I definitely enjoyed my first Terry Pratchett experience. I'm actually curious, for those who love Pratchett, what book should I read next? Also, what are the essential Discworld books in your opinion? I love just diving headfirst into a vast and complicated series. Yeah, I'm happy. I want to continue, and thank you for bullying me.